In the past, I asked you to come on ThatMan on Fatman, and I've heard that you might be willing to do that now.
Very much so, yeah. He has a podcast called ThatMan on Fatman. It's about...
Thank you. So, how can we make that happen?
Megan will hook it up, and we can do it via Skype, unless you're out in Los Angeles.
Now, real question.
Okay.
So now that you are a stoner,
yes.
Has that affected the way you write Jay and Silent Bob?
Oh, what an interesting question. That's true. When I wrote all those other scripts, every time, even Clerks 2, I was not a stoner. So Clerks 3 is the first time that I guess you're right. Clerks 3 will be the first time I've written them as being a stoner. Oddly enough, they haven't changed. A lot of that was guesswork, and I was right. I remember the night that I fucking watched, first time I ever watched one of my movies, stoned. Because for years, people would always be like, I get baked and watch your movies. And I would be, it feels weird. It's like a backhanded compliment where you're like, thanks, you know. It's like me going to my wife, like, you want to have sex? She's like, let me have 2 glasses of wine first. Okay, do it, you know. That was so fucking personal, it's crazy. I'm sorry, where was I?
Which one was your favorite stone?
Hold on, where was I in the story?
Stone, I think.
Watching your
Hold on. Watching the movie Stone, thank you. So there I am fucking going, you know what, man, I'm baked enough, maybe I'll watch them all of that. And I put it in, and I watched the flick, and I laughed a lot. And I haven't laughed at that movie in years, because I wrote it, and lived it, and made it and stuff, but I watched it, and I laughed, and I was like, oh, I understand now. Very, very cool. But when I wrote them in Clerks 3, nothing really changed. I mean, the dynamics of everybody changed, not just in a 10 years later kind of way, but the fucking entire world has changed, even from Clerks 2. So those guys changed specifically, but what I love, that they're fun in the flick, but the movie is all about Randall. Dante, of course, but it's really Randall's story. And Jay and Bob play very backup roles, as they did in Clerks and Clerks 2. But where we leave them at the end of it, which is where we'll leave them forever, because it ends with Clerks 3, is poetic. It's something that I love very much. I won't share it with, fuck it, they go to Canada. Okay, you good? Thank you, sir. Over here, how are you?
First of all,